That sound feels like success. The sizzle, the smoke, the first hint of browning, the exact moment that can push the chemistry into two completely different directions. One builds flavor, and the other builds compounds your body would rather not deal with as often. The days are getting longer now, the air warmer, grills are coming back out in the backyard. And in this season, it's not just about cooking outside, it's about understanding how to grill in a way that supports your health and doesn't work against it. But here's what you don't see. Most people learn grilling by copying what they see. Hotter, faster, darker. It's not the perfect colors or the perfect nutrition that shapes health. It's the cooking habits you repeat without noticing. I'm Gina, and in Vitalcook, we look into how our everyday cooking habit shapes our health. Studies across the process of grill lovers shows us a consistent pattern. Grilling as the cooking method isn't the problem. Uncontrolled heat is. Grilling works or backfires depending on 5 repeatable habits: surface moisture, heat exposure time, the fat movement, the distance from the fire, and how the food was treated before it hit the grill. The sizzle feels like success. Most people put food on the grill straight from the marinade. The wet marinade feels like protection. But what actually happens is the surface steams first, then overheats unevenly. If the surface overheats, you don't just lose the texture, it changes the chemistry of the food. So, dry the surface lightly before it hits the heat. Water caps temperature at 100 degrees centigrade until it evaporates. Once it's gone, surface temperature rises quickly. If that rise is uncontrolled, especially in starchy foods, compounds like acrylamide form more easily. Balanced moisture slows that spike. Also, you get better browning, a clearer crust, less patchy cooking. The surface looks perfect. But modern grilling quietly pushes you in one direction. Hotter, faster, darker, even when your body benefits from control, not the extremes. Many of us leave the food untouched to build a crust. But long continuous exposure to high heat pushes the same reactions too far. Flavor turns into overreaction. The same reaction that creates flavor can also create the HCAs and the harmful compounds, depending on the length of the exposure. It's not the heat alone, it's heat plus duration. Flip more often. You will get the same result with shorter exposure. Heat-driven compounds form over time, not instantly, but cumulatively. Frequent flipping lowers peak surface temperature and interrupts prolonged overheating. So you'll still get the browning, but with more control, less bitterness, and a juicier interior. We often see flare-ups in the grill, and we ignore it. They look very much like part of the process. But when fat hits flame, it combusts, and the smoke carries compounds back into the food. Fat combustion creates smoke containing PAHs, the harmful compounds. And this smoke doesn't just disappear, they settle back onto the food surface. So cooking for long in a grill where fat is being combusted changes the chemistry of your food. Keep fat away from direct flame. Trim any excess fat before it hits the grill. Move food when flare-up starts. Combustion creates PAHs and smoke redeposits them onto the surface. Reduced combustion will reduce this exposure. So you will get cleaner flavors, less bitterness, and more control over the final taste. Most people cook as close to the heat as possible because we think closer feels faster. But closer dramatically increases surface temperature, which accelerates everything, flavor as well as unwanted compounds. Higher surface temperature accelerates all chemical reactions. The flavor increases and so does the risk. The distance from the flame decides how fast these reactions occur. So use distance. Sear close to the fire and then let it cook slowly and finish further away. Radiant heat intensity increases with proximity. More distance slows surface heating while it's still cooking the inside. We always tend to think eating safe means eating with less variations, removing things. But in case of grilling, it starts with adding. So in preparation of grilling, when we marinate our food ahead, the herb, the garlic and the acidic marinades, they help significantly reduce the formation of the HCAs and the PAHs. So while they're increasing the flavor, they're also working as a defense mechanism. So don't skip this step. Without preparation, heat reactions run unchecked. Use marinades with herbs, spices, and acid. The antioxidants in them interrupts reaction pathways from the HCAs. Acid lowers pH, slowing aggressive browning. And we also end up with more flavor, more depth, and less need to push heat for results. When you put it all together, grilling stops being guesswork. You start before the heat, building flavor, slowing the reaction. You control the surface so it browns, not burns. You give heat somewhere to go. Hot when you need it, calmer when you don't. You manage the fire so it cooks, not overwhelms. And you stay in motion, adjusting time and distance as you go. Then the same grill, same food, but this time everything is working with you for your health. So next time you take out your grill, start with the surface control. And when you cook with the system, flavor and health goes together. If this gives you the confidence of cooking safe on the grill, hit that like button. Subscribe to Vitalcook for many more everyday cooking and eating tips that support your long-term health.